What's up, YouTubers? BOTCG here, and we're going over BRANDT for Illusionless Strife, card by card. I'm doing it so you don't have to, and also helping you and helping myself because I really haven't been keeping up with this set personally. I just prefer when the set comes out that I get to look all the cards for myself versus I already know everything like months beforehand, and then by the time we get it in English, I'm disinterested in the set, which usually that's what happens in Vanguard just because people, YouTubers cover almost strictly what's going on in Japan and then just tournament results everywhere, and then by the time we get in English, people kind of get disinterested, so I just kind of like nuzlock myself out of that. And yeah, just a little bit more of some Western coverage. But yeah, let's get into it, guys. Starting off, we get the reprint Galactic B Hero Brood Felvis. This is a needed reprint. Just for the hero deck, it only got one printing, so it's a little bit easier to pick up, so that hero deck isn't as expensive potentially as it could be. Because I have 0 copies of this card, so I could potentially pick this up with my next purchase. Getting on to the main set, we have Grade 3 Glanzil Rote Visor. So this is a new deck for BRANDT. It has continuous Vanguard during your turn. If your order zone has 3 or more arenas, all your front row units get 5k, and auto Vanguard. Or it gets 5k. So I'm guessing that's a Kant ability, so it's until the end of your turn. And then Auto Vanguard once returned. At the end of the battle, this unit attacked, cost Counterblast 2, draw a card. Choose the same number of your rear guards as the number of arenas in your order zone. Stand them. And then if you chose 3 or more rear guards, all the chosen rear guards get 5k to the end of the turn. So your front row's already getting 5, and then the 3 standing are going to get 5 as well. So potentially one column is going to be plus 15. So that's very interesting. Can do like what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, potentially 5 attacks with just the Vanguard alone in a couple arenas. Doesn't seem bad, and it draws. I don't know if this deck has countercharge or not, but it definitely will need countercharge. Next, Grade 2 Triple Rare Aurora Battle Princess Corner Citrus. It has auto. When it's placed on rear guard, your opponent chooses a card from the drop and imprisons it in the prison. If they imprisoned a card, cost Energy Blast 3, draw a card. And then auto rear guard. When your Grade 3 or greater Vanguard of Seraphim's name attacks, if 3 or more of your opponent's cards are imprisoned in your prison, this unit gets 10k to in a turn. If 5 or more cards are imprisoned in your prison, Counterblast 1 and stand this unit. So this can potentially draw you a card, fuel your prison from the drop zone, and also it is a potential restander for a Counterblast. Definitely very nice for the Seraph deck. I know it's not as Counterblast heavy because of the robot promo that lets you superior ride the Grade 4, but yeah, definitely looks like a definite staple for the future of the prison deck. Next, we have a Grade 1 Great Sickle of White Flash Ballerade. It's continuous rear guard during the battle. This unit boosted if your Vanguard is Grade 3 or greater and your order zone has 2 or more set orders, it gets 5k power. And it also has auto rear guard. At the end of the battle, it boosted if your order zone has a set order, cost put this to soul, look top 5 cards of your deck, and choose up to 1 Grade 2 or greater unit, or up to 1 set order from among them, reveal it, put into your hand, and shuffle your deck. So added consistency for your BRANDT decks, guys. You can play this in any BRANDT deck. If you have 2 or more set orders, it is a 13k booster. So yeah, very nice card. Also feeds soul, very notably. Next, we have a Grade 2 double rare Compassionate Mechanic. It has continuous rear guard during your turn if your order zone has 2 or more arenas. So this is for the arena deck. This unit gets 5k, and then auto rear guard once per turn and imbalance unit attacked. If your Vanguard is Grade 3 or greater and our arenas in your order zone was rest this battle, cost Energy Blast 3, draw a card. So this is added draw power to the draw power you're getting off of your Vanguard. Choose one of your other units, gets 5k in a turn. So looks like the goal of the deck is just to distribute a bunch of different 5ks. Again, I'm gonna, like, besides Bulbul Mine, I don't see a countercharger for this deck. It's definitely gonna need one, because that ability is CB2. But you know, let's look at the rest of the support before we get to judgmental. Next, we have a grade 1 double rare Assembled Dragon. It has auto when it's placed on rear guard, costs Soul Blast 2, perform one of the following. Search your deck for one set order, reveal it, and if your order zone has a card with the same card name as that card, put it into your hand, shuffle the deck. And then in secondary mode is choose a set order in your order zone. If your order zone has 3 or more cards with the same card name as that set order, counter charge 1. So this is a potential counter charge for the arena deck. I'm guessing there's only one arena, and you just want to have multiples of the same arena. So yeah, there we go. There we go. There you go, man. Shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. Next off, we have a grade 1 double rare for B Heroes, Galactic B Hero Sender Faris. It has continuous rear guard. If your order zone has 2 or more bases, this unit gets 5k power, active on both players' turns, and then has auto rear guard once per turn. If you have a Vanguard of B Hero in its name, costs Energy Blast 3, rest a base. Choose one of your scouted cards, grade less than or equal to your Vanguard, and call it to rear guard. This is just another way for B Heroes to multi-attack outside of the grade 1 that you would rest it when you would boost with it, or rest it when you boost the Vanguard with it. So potentially you can get more attacks. I know they have another grade 2 that it's like a discard or a Soul Blast or something. And you can call a card from to get extra attacks. So it has multiple ways to get extra attacks. So very nice card. Next we have Panthera Slasher, grade 1 double rare. It has auto when it's placed on rearguard from hand. If you do not play any orders this turn, cost discard a card, search it from one order without Ballast piece, discard it, and it gets Cont. It can be played from drop, and when it's put into the drop after being played, put it on bottom of your deck instead. Until end of turn, shuffle your deck. This doesn't really work with BRANDT. Yeah, this doesn't really work with BRANDT because you go to play the set order. The set order, I don't know if I feel like the set order would resolve its on place ability, but then it would immediately go to the bottom of the deck. So it really wouldn't work for most BRANDT decks. So I'm not sure if this card will see any play at all. But next card, we got grade 2 rare Galactic B Hero Abel Mattis. It has Cont rearguard. If your order zone has 2 or more bases, this unit gets 5k power, active on both players' turns. And then auto rearguard, when this unit attacks the Vanguard, cost Energy Blast 3, choose any number of bases from your order zone, stand them, soul charge 1 for each card you stood. So yeah, this is a card that's gonna let you use your bases aggressively and defensively at the same time. So I'm not sure how many copies you'd play this at, maybe like a 1 or 2, but I do not see a card like this being played at max copies. Next we have grade 1 Cardinaloid Graphim. It has auto back row rearguard. When your Shadow Enemy token is placed on another rearguard circle in the same column as this unit, you have a grade 0 greater Vanguard of Orpheus's name, stand this unit. So if you're not basically creating a full board when you do your multi-attacks, then I guess this is a reusable booster. I'm not sure if there's any room in the deck for a reusable booster, but we do have access to it, I guess. But I don't see Orpheus being anything more than a rogue warrior in this current metagame. Next we have Full Excel Officer. This is a grade 1. It has auto rearguard once per turn. If your order zone has a prison, cost Soul Blast 1. Choose one of your opponent's rearguards, imprison it in your prison. If you're not imprisoned card, it gets 10k to the end of the turn. So potentially 18k booster or 18k attacker. But it's just Soul Blast on prisoner card. I'm not sure if we're going to play this over Cheval Stud, even though Cheval Stud is a Counter Blast and a Soul Blast versus just a Soul Blast, but Cheval Stud does let you draw a card. So I'm not sure how heavy in the paint we're going on Counter Blast for this deck, but definitely, I guess, something to make note of. Next we have the set order. Yeah, the set order for the new deck. Nova Grapple Arena, Urban City. After a set order is placed, put into order zone. Auto order zone when your unit attacks if your Vanguard with Rotovisor in its name, and another arena was not rested this battle, rest this card. Choose the unit that attacked and gets auto. Vanguard Rearguard. When this unit attack hits, countercharge 1 or energy charge 2. Oh man, so it's gonna have on hit countercharge. Oh, that's very interesting. That's very interesting. Okay, cool. So you have that generic countercharger, and you also have the arena itself that's going to be able to countercharge. So that's very nice. It's grade 2. Of note, it's a grade 2 set order, so you could set one on turn 2, and then you could also set another one on your first grade 3 turn. Very nice. Very nice set order. Next, we have a grade 3 Cardinal Draco Gisult. It's auto when it's placed on rear guard with a Shadow Army token. This unit gets 15k. I don't really see this getting played. Thank you. Next, let's move on. Grade 2 Wasser Rotovisor. This is the grade 2 of the Rotovisor ride line. Auto when it's rode upon by a grade 3 with Rotovisor in its card name. Look at the top 7 cards of your deck. Choose one grade 3 or greater card with Rotovisor in its card name, or one arena from among them. Reveal it, put into your hand, and shuffle your deck. If you do not reveal a card, call this card to rear guard. And then it has auto rear guard. When this unit attacks, you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Rotovisor in the name. It gets 5k to get that battle. Okay, so it looks like none of this deck is locked around your opponent being grade 3 or greater. So as soon as you ride, you could just pop off, which is very nice. Next, we have a grade 2 heavy cannon monster Debizzle Gun. Auto rearguard once per turn, cost energy blast 5. Choose a grade 2 or greater set order from your drop zone, put into your order zone, put into your hand, and it gets 2k to in battle. It's energy blast 5, so I'm not sure if this will actually see play or not outside of any decks that don't want to use that much energy, but it's a very hefty cost. I'm not sure if it will see play or not. Next, we have the grade 1 of the Rotovisor ride line, Day Rotovisor. It has auto when it's rode upon by the grade 2 Rotovisor. Search your deck for up to one arena card, reveal it, put into your hand, and shuffle your deck. And it has auto rearguard when your other unit in the same column as this unit stands by your card's ability. It gets 5k to get a turn. So again, this deck wants to swing with a bunch of units that have on hit, counter charge 1 or energy charge 2, and distribute a bunch of 5ks. This deck looks pretty sweet. Moving on, we have grade 1 Cordius Supporter. It has act rearguard circle once per turn, cost Soul Blast 1, discard a card, choose an arena from your drop zone, or face up arena from your damage zone, put it into your hand, and if you put a card from your damage zone into your hand, put the top card of your deck into your damage zone. Notably, it's not face down, but you can only grab a face up arena from the damage zone. But not sure how much of this you are willing to play. You only need 3 arenas, so maybe like a 2 of or 3 of, but I do not see you playing 4 of this card. Next, we have a grade 1 Dowsing Finder. Auto rearguard when it boosts, costs energy blast 2. Choose a unit boosted by this unit and gets 5k to get a turn. A buffer, not sure if you play this in the Rotovisor deck or not, if you have the energy to spare, but that is something of note potentially for the Rotovisor strategy. Next, we have a grade 1 8k Progress Globe Dragon. It has auto rearguard at the end of the battle. This unit boosted. If your unit stood by a card's ability this turn, retire this unit. Choose a grade 3 or greater card with Astrum and its card name from your solar drop. Put them on your deck, and if you chose a card, countercharge 1. This looks like the best one out of all of them that I've read so far for the trial deck grade 3s, because it countercharges. So yeah, this is really good for Astrum, just because I know Astrum's naturally way more counterblast heavy than the other 2 strategies. Next, we have the Rotovisor grade 0. Nothing much to say there. We have a grade 2 Blitz Order, Freezing Wave. Play this card with cost energy, Soul Blast 1, not energy blast. Choose one of your units being attacked. It gets 10k to that battle for each rested set order in your order zone. So, doesn't work with all BRANDT decks, but there's quite a few that do rest their set orders, which is interesting. Next, we're moving on to the quintessential quintuplet cards for BRANDT. We have the grade 3 Miku. It has, when it's placed on Vanguard, look at top 7 for up to 2 quintuplets, reveal them. 1 goes to hand, and 1 goes into your memory. And then it has continuous Vanguard during your turn. If your memory has 6 or more different card names, all your front row quintuplets get power 10k. It has auto Vanguard when it attacks, cost counterblast 1. Choose up to 2 of your quintuplet rear guards, return them to hand, and choose 2 quintuplet unit cards from your hand and call them to open rearguard. That's a very interesting ability for BRANDT. It's basically lyrical. It is basically lyrical. It does nothing BRANDT, but it can get you 5 attacks of note. Next we have grade 2 rearguard support card, Ideal Image Miku. Auto when it's placed on the front row rearguard by your card's ability. If your it has to be by your card's ability. If your Vanguard is the quintessential quintuplets Miku, cost counterblast 1, put a quintuplets from your drop on the bottom of your deck. Choose one of your rearguards the same column as this unit. Stand it. If your memory has 5 or more quintuplets, draw a card. Next we have the grade 2 of the ride line, Beyond the Dream Miku. Auto when it's placed on when it's placed by riding from a grade 1 quintuplet, look at the top 7 cards of your deck, choose a quintuplet, put it into your memory, shuffle your deck, and then continuous rearguard. If your rearguard is returned to hand by your Vanguard's ability this turn, it gets 5k, and if your memory has 5 or more different names, it's 10k instead of 5k. So potentially a 20 to 15k attacker. Next we have the grade 1 Night After School Miku. When this unit's placed by riding from quintessential quintuplets, you get the quintuplets memory crest, and then continuous guard. If you have 3 or more quintuplets different names, it gets 5k shield in your memory. Next we have grade 1 support card, Thoughts to Convoy Miku. Auto when it's placed on rearguard during your main phase. If you have a quintuplets Vanguard, top 3 cards of your deck, choose the quintuplets, put it into your memory, and shuffle your deck. And then it has continuous rearguard. If your memory has 3 or more different card names, it gets plus 2k. Active on both players' turns. And next we have the grade 3 normal order, Memories of the School Festival Miku. Play this if you have the quintessential quintuplets Miku. Choose 2 quintuplets same card name from your drop. Put 1 on the bottom of your deck and then 1 into your memory. If you choose 1 or more, perform the following according to the number of quintuplets different card names. 3 or more, choose one of your Vanguards and gets 15k power. 5 or more, countercharge 1. 7 or more, choose one of your Vanguards, it gets continuous. All your quintuplet units get 5k to the end of turn. So yeah, very lyrical, very lyrical, very Bermuda Triangle. Interesting that they put this in BRANDT. I'm not sure what generic BRANDT support this deck could abuse, but it seems very solid by itself. Yeah, my thought process on all the quintuplet cards for each different nations is these are gonna be moderately solid decks on the cheap. Just because we're getting these so late, I don't see these cards just like the Bang Dream cards. On release, these cards are fairly cheap to obtain. So if you're looking for a cheap new deck, I would suggest one of the quintuplet strategies. I'm not sure which one's the best one, but definitely I would suggest one of these if you're looking for a new deck to play on the cheap that's moderately competitive. But yeah, guys, that is it for the BRANDT portion of my set 2 overview. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We still have Keter and Stoicheia that we are going to be going over this following week up to this set's release. So stay tuned for that, guys, and hope you'll have a great night. Later.